Welcome to the online video that pairs with the technique department in each month's magazine. I'm Talmadge McLaurin, publisher of Florist Review. This month supports the old adage, waste not, want not. I think probably in your shop you've come to save things that are left over, like stems from permanent botanicals or the leaves that are cut off when you're making silk arrangements. Everybody seems to have a box of those somewhere in the back of the shop, but the trick is figuring out what you can do with those really successfully that can promote a resale item. The first project utilizes leftover stems, and I have all different kinds of stems that were previously on silk flowers or permanent botanicals. Some of them are brown, some of them are all gnarly, but just a great mixture of them creates a trunk for a topiary that I am going to slip into this clear glass vase. It is an urn and it's from Accent Decor, and when I get enough of these, I can just bundle them all together in my hands. Put them in the middle. I'll take a little bit of this tape. It's the tape that you may use to hold down foam. It's the Oasis tape. Cut a piece of it off. And that will hold all these stems into place so I can cut them evenly. Once all the stems are cut evenly, just glue on a piece of dry foam for permanent product, and you can create a topiary on top of stems that some people might have thrown away. For the second project, I'm going to utilize the leaves that are left over from permanent botanicals, and what I need to do first is to take off any plastic backing. Some of these are wired and have so that they can be moved around, but just peel all that off so that all you have left, there you go, is a piece of fabric. Now many of these leaves sort of have crumples in them. They've been ironed so that they look more natural, but we want to flatten them out, so I just take a cool iron, and they're very easy to press completely flat, but don't get your iron too hot. The next step is to line them all up into a cardboard box so I can make sure that I control the overspray from an adhesive from Design Master. I use the TAC 2000 because it's the strongest holding. I'm going to give the leaves a little spray, and it's best to let the leaves set for just a minute. It takes a few moments for the glue to become more tacky and really to activate itself. When the leaves are really tacky, I can just take them, press them down on the surface of an inexpensive container, and create a whole camouflage look. It's very fashionable these days from leftover leaves. For the third technique, I'm going to utilize the stems that are left over again. Instead of making a trunk out of these, I'm going to use them to replace moss or gravel that I would normally use to cover the surface of a container. And this container is going to house a faux orchid plant. But let's talk about the base. I just measure the width of the container and start cutting the leftover stems to that width. Now I'm going to take a strip of U-glue, and this comes from Oasis, and it is on a strip adhesive. You can just tear it off and then peel back the paper, and I can take these stems and just set them right on top of the glue. I'm going to do that on both ends and create two really strong borders. So in the middle, I can just pile a few on. After I've piled up a sufficient amount of stems to cover the surface of the vase, to hold the ones that aren't glued into place, I'm going to just take a ribbon, go all the way around, tie a knot, and then I'm going to slip a few more stems in there until everything is tight and holds really well in place. Then I'm ready for my orchids. If you would like to access more quick and easy techniques that you can use every day in your flower shop, check out 101 How-To Favorites Volume 2. You can access this book by going to our bookstore right here on this webpage, and we'll see you next month.